Alright everyone, RJ here. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'll be doing an unboxing and taking a first look at the new Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. Alright, so the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G released back around December of 2023. It's now the end of January 2024, so it's not been released very long. So I'm going to give you the specs of this phone, give you my first impressions, my first thoughts, take around some of the settings and the camera, all that kind of good stuff. So we're going to start off first with the specs. Now this phone is made out of plastic. It's got a plastic back, plastic frame. It does have a glass display, but it doesn't say here what kind of glass it's using. Now starting off with the display, this phone has a 6.5-inch Full HD display coming in at 1080 by 2340 with a 19 by 5 by 9 aspect ratio with 396 pixels per inch. It is a Super AMOLED display, which is really nice, with a 90 Hz refresh rate. Now onto the processor. This phone runs the MediaTek Dimensity 6100 Plus octa-core processor. Very excited to check that processor out. And as far as the RAM configurations, you can get it some 4 gigs of RAM, 6 gigs of RAM, or 8 gigabytes of RAM. It all depends on what you want to spend for this phone. And also, they all have 128 gigabytes of internal storage, unless you go with the top 8 gigabyte model, which gives you 256. Now for the camera, we have 3 on the rear. The main is a 50 megapixel wide angle lens, aperture of f1.8, a 5 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, aperture of f2.2, and a 2 megapixel macro lens, aperture of f2.4, and can record 1080p at 30 frames per second, which we'll verify in the camera settings. For the front camera, a 13 megapixel wide angle lens, aperture of f2.0, and can record 1080p at 30 frames per second. For the battery, we got a 5,000 milliamp hour battery with 25 watt wired charging. We got a side mounted fingerprint scanner, Bluetooth 5.3. It's got dual band AC Wi-Fi, USB-C Type 2.0, and all that stuff. And this phone currently runs on Android version 14. So, looking here at the box, here we can already tell that we're going to get nothing but the phone. Nothing else is really much of any importance here. But anyway, we'll go ahead and just flip this out. And right on top here, we got this little Samsung booklet here, which is it's gonna have your USB. Well, I tore that all up. There we go. So in here, we have just your USB Type-C to Type-C charging cable. We have your booklets and stuff like that. And here we have the phone. Dump this here out. And last but not least, we have your SIM ejection tool. Okay, so the phone is now in hand, and the first thing that I immediately noticed was I'm so glad that Samsung changed the texture on the A15. As you remember, the A14, it had that skin crawly material on the back. Well, they smoothed it out here on this phone, and it looks and it feels a whole lot nicer. Now, they call this here a blue-black color. You can look at it here. Got that some of the really nice blues that kind of shine through in the light, and you know, it looks black like this right here. So I like the color combination that they went with on the Galaxy A15. Now on the back of it here, like I said, it's really nice back here. That's finally smooth because your triple camera is set up with your flash. On the right here, I like the way that Samsung put this little hump right here where the volume and the power button is. You can see it here. It just gives it a different look, and I kind of like it. It's something different. But the fingerprint scanner is embedded with the power button. You got a microphone on top. On the left is your SIM and SD card slot. And on the bottom, you got your speaker, Type-C charging port, microphone, and I'm glad that they actually stuck with a 3.5mm headphone jack. Just go ahead here and power the phone on. 6.5-inch Full HD display, Super AMOLED. Does it got any power? Is it dead? There we go. Took a minute there. Samsung Galaxy. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and get it all set up, and I'll come back when it's finished. Okay, so we're all set up now and ready to go. Let's turn the phone around, and there's different ways you can open up your phone, of course. You can swipe up by entering your PIN, your pattern, or your password. Also, you got your fingerprint scanner here on the side, which works pretty good. It's a little bit, it's not the fastest in the world, but probably if you use the lower animations down, it'll probably seem a little bit faster than what it does right now. Also, you got Face Unlock. Let's go ahead and check that out right now. And it works. Just ain't the fastest, but it does work, and everything else. Now, the first thing you probably already noticed is the bezels on this phone. They are a little bit thick. They got thicker ones here on the bottom, along the sides, and on the top. That's not what really bothers me, because bezels has never really bothered me all that much. But that teardrop notch, Samsung, please get rid of that teardrop notch, okay? I mean, that's so played out. It's just awful looking, and I personally hate it. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Now, this wallpaper really does not do very good justice probably to the Super AMOLED panel. But that was on here from default. I'm going to leave it like it is for right now. I will do a video later on with other speed tests and gaming and stuff like that, and just kind of showing you how it really does look. The first impressions is that the phone does feel smooth right out of the box. I think it's on 90 hertz already. It just feels too smooth. Now, 90 hertz is fine with me. 90 hertz to 120 hertz. You can tell the difference, but I wouldn't say it's the difference between like 60 and 90, or of course 60 and 120. But, it is what it is there. So let's go ahead and pull the drop down. And here's all of your quick toggles. It is on Android version 14, and I think it's on One UI 6 as well. So you do have all your quick toggles here, like your flashlight, mobile data, your hotspot location, nearby share, and just Wi-Fi calling, all that good stuff here. So jump in here into the settings here for a little bit. Now, it is already on dark mode. You can set that up and change that through the setup process. So that's kind of nice. You can leave it on light mode or dark mode, whichever you prefer. So starting here with the connections, you got your Wi-Fi calling, your Bluetooth. You do got NFC here on this phone, mobile hotspot and tethering, more connection settings here, which is just your nearby device scanning, print and VPN, private DNS, and stuff like that. So backing out of here, connected devices, you have quick share, music share, auto switch buds, call and text on other devices, continue apps on other devices, multi-control, smart view, Galaxy Wearable, Smart Things, and Android Auto. So a lot of nice features here. Down here it sounds and vibration. Now, to the best of my knowledge, this only has a single bottom firing speaker, which is very unfortunate. Hopefully it don't sound like a little tin can. Hopefully it does sound pretty decent, but we're going to skip sounds and all that kind of stuff right now, as well as, well, we'll hop in here at the notification bar. So you got your app notifications. You can sort them. You can unlock screen notifications and your pop-up style, jump and disturb. Got advanced settings here, which you got all of these here if you want to read all of these. So a lot of different stuff that you can do here and notifications here as well. Now for the brightness, you can see where my brightness is set at. It is plenty bright for me here in this room. That's the brightness. We're going to turn that off. Motion smoothness. Now you do got high and standard. It is on 90 already. And of course, if you want longer battery life, you can turn it down to 60. But 90 don't really pull that much battery, so I really wouldn't worry about it that much. Screen mode, you got vivid and natural and all that kind of good stuff. Advanced settings here. You can control your RGB and all that kind of good stuff there. So font size and style, screen zoom and all that stuff there. Screen timeout, we're going to put that to 5 minutes because I'm tired of it, cutting in and out. You got your edge panels over here. So you can turn those on or off. See the little edge panel up here pop up. So that's kind of cool. Navigation bar, we are definitely going to change to gestures. It's much better, my personal opinion. Accidental touch protection, touch sensitivity, charging information, screensaver, all that stuff. Now your battery, like I said, a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. It's learning usage patterns. So for the first week, your battery may be a little but give it time. And also, this is a fairly new processor to me, so I'm not really sure if it's a battery hog or if it's going to sip the battery. So we've got to see how that works out as well. Power saving, background, usage limits, protect your battery, and all that kind of good stuff there. So wallpapers and style, you can change your wallpapers here. let's just see if there's anything decent that I can kind of maybe make these colors pop a little bit more. We'll choose this one. I don't really like it that much, but we'll choose it anyway. Well, maybe it changed. I don't know if it did or not, but let's just go ahead. Okay, so yeah, that does make it pop a little bit more, a little bit more there. So we'll go ahead and change it. You know, like I say, it's just a little bit laggy right now. You know, I got on airplane mode. It was setting up some things in the background earlier. So yeah, now your color palette, you can change that. You know, we'll get into all of that, but you can change your notification, you know, how things look, and you can change it to whatever you basically want to and give it the style that you want. So I'm kind of glad to see that here on this phone. Now you got your themes and wallpapers. Now, of course, you know, you gotta have, you know, that's Galaxy themes. You have so many themes, so much stuff you can get from the Galaxy store or whatever for themes and wallpapers and animations and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you got no shortage of all that kind of stuff. Now here at home screen, you got your home screen layout, which is your home and app screen or just your home screen. I'm glad you can change this here, and it just went back home on me there. So you can see the wallpaper there, you know, nice crisp and clear screen, Super AMOLED, looks good. Let's try to back out of here and go back in here and change the home. There we go. So we got 5x5, 5x6. I'm gonna leave it there because I like that better. And as well as the apps, I'm going to change that as well to 5x5. I got my preferences, you know. So add media page to home screen. You can do all this stuff here pretty much. Swipe down for notification panel. Yeah, all that stuff there. So let's go back down here. Lock screen. So you have your PIN, pattern, password, extend to unlock, secure lock settings, touch and hold to edit, Roman clock, just stuff like that, basic stuff. And I'm going through all these settings. Now let me know, you know, in the comment section if you like me to go through these settings on these phones. I know a lot of them's repetitive. I know a lot of them's the same. But if you want to see, you know, all of this stuff in the settings, let me know down below in the comment section. If you don't want to see them, I won't show them. But, you know, we'll kind of go from there and see how that looks out and see how that works out. So anyway, location, safety and emergency, advanced features. So you have your lab. So you got your side button here. You can quickly launch camera or open different kind of app by double pressing it. You have your motions and gestures. So you have your left awake, double tap to turn on screen, double tap to turn off screen, alert when phone is picked up, mute with gestures, and palm swipe to capture. So kind of cool stuff there. One-handed mode. Let's click into motion and gestures. Actually, did I look through everything? Yeah, I did. Now, down here at device care, you can see we got 108 gigabytes free out of 128 gigabytes of storage. This one does have 4 gigabytes of RAM, so a little on the low side. You know, I think this phone costs, well, we'll get into the price here towards the end. You got auto optimization and stuff like that, and we'll check for updates at a later time. But yeah, you know, 4 gigabytes of RAM, pretty low, but you got a 6 gig variant and also an 8 gig variant if you want to pay for it. General management, accessibility, and about phone, all that kind of stuff there. So going back home here, like I said, just your basic Samsung. You know, it does run One UI 6, and the phone, you know, it is a good budget option. It does have some smudges here, and it will capture some smudges, as you can see, but definitely not as bad as if it was a glossy back, which I'm glad that it's not. But lastly, let's go to the camera here and just see what we have going on in the camera area. So you got your ultra wide angle there 2 times. You can go up to 10 times zoom if you want to. Let's just kind of back out of this. Got your portrait mode. You got your fun mode. So fun mode is kind of like your unique Snapchat lenses and stuff like that, which you gotta have your network and all on for that. So up here, 12 megapixel or 50 megapixel. So that's nice. Go into your video mode here, full HD. In HD at 30 frames per second. So there is no 60 frames per second, unfortunately, here on this phone. But in more, you got your Pro Mode, Panorama, Food, Night, Macro, Slow Motion, and you got your Hyperlapse. So pretty plain here. I wouldn't say there's a lot going on in the camera, but we're going to test the cameras out. I know I say that a lot and I never really do, but I want to try. I'm really going to try here, okay? So just kind of bear with me. Scene optimizer, watermark, high efficiency pictures, and video stabilization. Now it's probably not optical image stabilization, probably more like electronic image, which is different, okay? They ain't the same thing. So yeah, just decent stuff here, portrait mode, all that kind of stuff. So that's what you're going to get. So that is just right there. I know it took a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but that was just your full walkthrough there of the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. Prices do vary. I believe that, I want to say that the 6 gig 128 model was around $199. You know, you can get this phone also at places like Boost Mobile, at Metro by T-Mobile, and you can get them for a pretty good price. Some places have them for free with a new number and a port in. Some places, I think Boost Mobile's selling it for like $40 right now. But if you want it unlocked, you're going to pay around $200 for it, and prices is going to vary from there. So is that a good deal? I don't know. That's kind of up to y'all to decide on that. Gotta test the cameras out, the performance. If you want to see any speed test comparisons, maybe like the A15 versus the A14. Heck, I'm even wanting to see how this MediaTek Dimensity 6100 Plus does against the Exynos 1380 and the A54 that costs double what this phone right here cost. So if you want to see that, let me know, and I will be glad to do that, because I really want to see how this processor is going to perform in day-to-day usage. So I want to shut up, and I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. But if it was helpful, informative in any way, hit that like button. Any questions you may have, leave it down below. If you're new here and not a subscriber, please consider subscribing and turn on that post notification bell. And hopefully YouTube will send you all notifications of future videos when I do release them. And that would be appreciated. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.